Hey guys, today we're going to talk about 5 mistakes that new boutique owners make. Before I jump in, I just want to say I'm sorry. Today's going to be a shorter video. Just still not feeling great with COVID, so we're going to jump right in and hopefully this video finds you well. So the first mistake that people make is selling common items. So that usually happens if you're a new boutique owner and you don't have your seller's permit yet. The first website you find that doesn't require a seller's permit, you're like, hey, the clothes are cute, let's order from them. Well, chances are other boutique sellers in your area are doing the same thing. So you'll really see it. They'll sell the same like Christmas items, or they'll find the same like cute sweaters or plaid jackets, and you're all going to be selling the same thing, just at slightly different price ranges. My suggestion is to try and stand out, try to be unique, go and try to find brands that you haven't even heard of or you haven't seen in other boutiques, because the customers that you're trying to get, they've seen the same thing over and over and over. Because, like I said, a lot of people just go with the first website that they don't need their seller's permit and they can just order a bunch of cheap clothes. So make sure that you do find these brands, but then you're cautious when you're trying them out. Make sure that they're good quality, but then also never stop looking for brands. So your customers don't want to see the same thing over and over and over. Like, you have to evolve as fashion evolves, and so it's really important that you keep evolving. Keep trying to find other distributors, because that'll help you in the long run. The second mistake that people make is copying the way someone else runs their boutique. So maybe you saw Susan on Facebook and she's running her boutique only on Facebook. So she posts an item, people get to comment their size and sold, and then she takes all of those comments and that's what she orders. And then they have to wait the 2 weeks to get their item, and then they pay for it. And so she takes the time to do all the invoices, and it might seem great because you're not dealing with a website, you're not dealing with a bunch of other things that are involved with having a mobile app and whatever else. But it's also a lot of work. It's a lot of time to do the invoices. It's a lot of time trying to keep track of what items you posted, and then you run into the issues of, okay, well, all these people wanted this item, but now it might not be available for sale once you actually place your order. So it's just, you gotta be careful with stuff like that. Someone might be running their boutique where they do giveaways, they do sales every other day, and that might work out great for them, but maybe you don't want to keep track of all of that. I'm sorry, my cat's running around if you hear her bell jingling. But if you don't want to keep up on sales and giveaways, that might not be right for you. So it's about finding your own fit, because your boutique's not going to be successful if you don't like what you're doing. So just make sure that you don't copy someone else. You can take their ideas and, not literally take them, but take them and mold them into your own way. So, like, if I see that somebody is doing a giveaway for bath bombs if they spend over 50, cool. Then I have the idea, like, hey, I can give away some kind of like bath item. I'm not going to copy exactly what they're giving away and exactly what amount, and like that's not how you need to run a boutique, because you don't want to copy other people's ideas. So it's really important, don't copy anybody else. Third mistake that people make is not spending enough time on your website. So when I say that, it's not just sitting on your website, staring at it, scrolling through it, although it's really important to do that so that you can get used to how your website navigates. It's really important, make your website look appealing. Your landing page is everything. If people get to your website and they don't like your landing page, they're not going to stay on your website and shop. If you make it appealing and they like the way it looks, they might click farther and they might be like, hey, let's go check out their jeans. And they might like the way the jeans page looks. And then they click on it and they're like, oh, that's a great price. And they have them in my size. Let's add them to my cart. Like, it just kind of snowballs if your website looks good, I feel. Another thing that ties into the look is having it easy to navigate. So if somebody can't find your return policy, if they can't find your shipping policy, if your items are just hard to find, so if you don't have stuff in collections, like you literally have a shop all button and that's it, people are not going to have fun shopping on your website, and they're not going to stay very long on there. So just make sure that you have all the buttons you need visible. Make sure you have your contact us form available so that way they can easily contact you instead of having to try and find it. Make sure that your policies are on there. So that's kind of the shipping policy I talked about, the return policy, privacy policies, anything that requires some kind of policy, make sure it's on your website because people will ask. Another tip number 4 on what people make mistakes on, it's not a tip, it's a mistake, I'm sorry. Not spending enough time on customer relations. So make sure you respond to your customers as soon as possible. Like actually put out time in your day to respond to emails, respond to return requests, respond to exchanges, whatever it is. Make sure you set aside time to work with your customers and respond to them, because people don't like when it takes 2 to 3 business days to get a response back. Like they reach out to you, they want a response right away. So it's really important that every single day, at least once a day, you're going through your customer stuff and you're responding, you're approving return requests, you're issuing your refunds. If a customer reaches out and has a problem, make sure that you're fixing it in a timely manner. Don't say, okay, great, let me get back to you on that, or let me look into it, and then just not get back to them. Like for me, I know when something happens and a customer reaches out to me, I respond as soon as I see the message. Sometimes that's the second that it comes through. Sometimes it might be 45 minutes later, but every time that I see something, that's like the first thing I do on my phone is I open it up, I reevaluate it, and I respond. So it's really important because that's helped me get a lot of repeat customers, because they know that they can deal with me and they know that they like dealing with me because I'll work with them on everything. So it's really important that you talk to your customers too, so that way they know kind of, hey, they're really cool. If I make a mistake, they're not going to punish me and ban me from their store. I don't know if people actually think that, but you don't want them to think that. So just always be kind and honest. Your customers love you. Clearly, they still shop from you. They just want to know that if you're having shipping delays, they want to know why you're having shipping delays. Obviously, if it's like your medical health or something like that, you don't owe them an explanation, but just say, hey, I'm sorry. Shipping time is taking longer than normal. I will try to ship them out by this date. Just keep them updated. Be honest. Be nice about it. Don't snap at your customers if they're frustrated that shipping is taking longer. So mistake number 5 is spreading yourself too thin with products. So selling too wide of a variety can cause a lot of issues, so you have a harder time storing the inventory and organizing it, because say if you're doing bins, so you have your clothes bins, you have your accessory bins, now you have your drinkware bins, now you have like your swimsuits, and it'll just keep compounding. And what can happen is if you're not tailored enough to a certain type of products, you're not going to get the type of customers that you want, because your search engines are going to point you one way, but then if you're trying to sell something else, those customers aren't going to come to your store, because you might be searched as a boutique that sells clothes, but you also sell, like, I don't know, fishing jackets. Like, I don't know if you go that way, but something super weird like that, super out there, they're not going to come to your store. If you sell drinkware and your niche is shoes, people aren't going to think that you sell drinkware. It's, don't spread yourself so thin where you just have all this inventory and you don't know what to do with it. Another thing is, and I laugh because I've done this, ordering a product, it's not selling well, you order more of it in a different type to try to get customers to buy it, it's not going to work. You're just going to end up with a surplus of items and inventory that you don't want, that won't sell. So, for example, if you have a reusable bag that's not selling and you're marketing it as like eco-friendly or it's like recycled material, whatever you want to say, and it's not selling, so then you decide to order a different style in it and it's still not selling. So then you're like, well, maybe it's the color, and you get a different color. At that point, it's not the bag, it's the way you're marketing it, I think, because you're trying to market it as eco-friendly, and what it is, it's a reusable bag. So people, like, if they're not interested in buying a reusable bag, it's not going to sell. So, especially too if you're an online boutique, people usually buy reusable bags, I feel like, if they're shopping in store and they don't want the plastic bags. I could be wrong. Don't hate me if I'm wrong, but yeah, personally, I wouldn't just keep buying something that is not selling, because I've done that and it's a pain in the butt trying to get rid of the inventory. So that's my 5 mistakes that boutique owners can make when they first start. Like I said, it's a short video, still not feeling great. I am trying my hardest to get to that 225 videos that Cody has challenged me to hit. So we are on number 2 of 225. And as always, if you want to follow along with my journey, you can hit the subscribe button. If you like my videos, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. If you have suggestions for the next year worth of videos, I will more than happily take them in the comments below. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.